Previously on Panthers Uncaged.
That's why everybody plays hockey, like not just for the regular season. You want to make the playoffs. You want to play those big games. You want to have success in the big games and compete for the Stanley Cup. And that's the most fun. Like I haven't been to many of those games, but playoffs and that atmosphere and everything is just like unbelievable and unforgettable.
It just feels different, obviously, like how it's happening, but it is. I mean, we remember we lost in 2016, and I felt we should have probably won this series. I think could have went either way, and that's good that we have a redemption against them. So it's going to be obviously it's mostly the same. A lot of the guys that were there, they're still there, and for sure we keep it in the back of our mind.
There's a strong sense of excitement permeating throughout the Panthers ice den. And with only a few days left in training camp, the anticipation for what's to come is boiling over. After months of uncertainty, the postseason will soon become a reality for the Florida Panthers.
That's it, weights! They're too soft, they're too warm to actually drop. Who wants it today? Oh, come on. Oh, don't be nervous. That's a mongoose right there. Oh, these are gloves? Sorry, man. Oh, not today,
One of many things they were forced to put on hold due to COVID-19, the Panthers have decided to start the penultimate day of camp by gathering at center ice for a team photo. Putting their jerseys on for the first time since March, it's also somewhat of a dress rehearsal.
It was nice to throw them back on and get the look back instead of just having the blue or red or white practice jerseys all the time. So, because it was kind of at the end of the camp too, it just kind of drove home that we're going to actually play for real now. So it's just nice to get those jerseys on and I guess remember what that looks like, because it's been a while.
While the masks are certainly a sign of the times, a deeper look at the photo offers a reminder of just how much things have changed since the last time Florida was in the playoffs. Of the 23 players that suited up against the Islanders in 2016, only 4 remain just 4 years later. So for Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau, Aaron Ekblad, and Mike Matheson, the team's looming rematch with New York in the Stanley Cup qualifier feels a lot like unfinished business.
They've been in the playoffs since, but we haven't. And, it's very surprising to hear you say that it was only 4 guys that were in that series. In my head, I thought it was more. But, that was the only opportunity I've ever had to be in the playoffs. And when you think kind of ahead to you reflecting on your career, do you want to reflect on a career that involved a bunch of regular seasons and a bunch of, seasons ending in April, or do you want to reflect on a bunch of long playoff runs, hopefully Stanley Cups, and feel that pride of being able to say that you went through that through your career and, you won tough battles and you got into those series that could go any way, or you've been down in a series 3-1 and you came back. Those are the things that I would imagine ex-players think about. It's not the moments that happen in the regular season where, you're kind of just going from season to season. It's the playoffs that they reflect on and they cherish, and that's what every kid dreams of when they're growing up.
I think I had the same outlook on it. I mean, obviously, a little bit older, a lot more experience. Might do things a little bit differently that I wouldn't even notice on the ice. But just going to be myself. I mean, just go out there and have fun and enjoy the situation and let things kind of fall into place. I know my strengths and what I bring to the ice and what my teammates can all do. So it's an exciting situation. Obviously, we lost those few years ago against these guys, and it was a tough beat. But hopefully things go our way this time, and we're going to be pushing the envelope for that.
Yeah, it was actually cool. Like whenever they said that we're going to play against Islanders again, and now we get another chance. Like obviously back then, I remember we were kind of young team and had a really good chance to beat them, but they were a little bit better in that series. But now we get a new chance and against same organization. I don't know how many guys there are from the last playoff meeting against us, but probably same thing. Like they probably remember that and how they beat us, and we remember how they beat us. So of course we're gonna beat them.
For the 4 players that remain from 2016, the last few years haven't been easy. After all, with failure comes change. They've watched some of their longtime teammates get traded, and many of their favorite mentors hang up their skates and head off into retirement. As for the longest tenured player on the team, Huberdeau knows only success will bring stability.
That's what we said at the beginning of the year. I mean, at some point when you don't win, teams change, and that's what our team has been changing because we haven't been in the playoffs. So I think if we want to stick together and we like the guys in the room, well, we got to start winning and get in the playoffs, and why not win a Stanley Cup?
Heading into the postseason, it'll be up to this core group to lead the charge. From the time they were drafted, they've all dreamt of bringing a Stanley Cup to Florida. And with the opportunity to do just that, teammates have sensed their hunger during camp.
You can tell that they want it so bad, and they, like previous years they're watching, and there's just so much pressure on those guys to take to the next level, and so they're itching for it, and they're excited about it. So it'll be good for all those guys moving forward, just to gain that experience, because it is a different game, and everything just kind of magnifies. All your mistakes kind of just get a little bit, magnified. Your goals are magnified. It's just highs and lows are definitely something that need to be managed during playoffs. So I can't wait to see those guys in the playoffs this year and in the future.
My first year here, when I came here, was after the the first round loss to the Islanders, and I think there was a sense of unfinished business that year by those guys especially. Unfortunately, we haven't been back since, but I think it was one of those things they thought that was the start of making it every year, and we're going to kind of build on that. And it's been a bit of a stumble, a couple of years where we haven't made it in, but now is a chance to kind of redeem ourselves, and those guys get to play against that on their team again, right? So it's kind of, that's some added motivation for sure. And I think those guys are excited.
While the Panthers have subtracted much since 2016, they've also added, with none of those additions being bigger than the mustachioed man behind their bench, Joel Quenneville. And while most players are still in search of their first playoff series win, the man they simply call Coach Q has his sights set on a 5th Stanley Cup ring, including his 4th as a head coach.
One left. Quick. Quick up. Good stick, you made. Go to him. We got a guy forcing behind the net. You're F2. You can contest that guy in the offensive zone. Go to him, Frankie. The idea, Hunty, good line. Might have been the pass of the year we saw with Tippy there. Hey, pass of the year. Show these guys what you can do when you got some skill. I like Keeps today. Keeps has got it going today. What a battle! One hard here. Ready to pick it up here on the whistle.
With camp almost over, and hopefully another long postseason run on the horizon, Quenneville is reminded of an off-the-cuff speech he gave to players shortly after being hired by the Panthers back in April. one in which he confidently presented his plans for the future. Even through a pandemic, his pledge that day still holds true.
There's only one team that's happy at the end of the year. Know how you feel today? We don't want to have that feeling. Our goal next year, hey, we'll get in the playoffs. We need to play meaningful games. It's so much fun.
I had no clue that the guys were going to be there or that I was going to be addressing them afterwards like that. And it's just one of those situations that came about. But this, what we've gone through this season, is something we've never faced. But it's a situation as a coach or players. You welcome new challenges in life and new opportunities, and this has been one that we've enjoyed, and hasn't been an easy season on the whole hockey environment here. But I'm very happy with the way the team and the players have handled the situation we're in right now. I couldn't have been more pleased.
More than a year later, Quenneville's first message still resonates with players.
Yeah, he said that day, just remember this day, and then next year we're going to be practicing for first playoff game. So I think that was cool, and obviously it's been a little late, but we're going to be there.
Yeah, it's obviously great. I think the first thing he said to us, he goes, today's the first day of playoffs, and you guys should be playing there right now. It's the best time of the year. That's when you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your team. So I think that's something that we really took into this year, is that making sure that we're a playoff team, and not just a playoff team, but a team that can go on a run and make some noise. So that's what we want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool meeting. It's Joel Quenneville sitting there talking to a team, and you realize that, wow, I get to play for this guy with such a great pedigree. So obviously that was our goal, was to make the playoffs, and now we're in, and now we get a chance to make some noise, and I think we have a really good team, and I think we could definitely do some damage in the playoffs. So if we all are firing on all cylinders and everything, and with Coach Q leading the charge, I think we got a pretty good shot.
Looking at the Islanders, Quenneville knows the Panthers will have their hands full. In 3 meetings during the 2019-20 regular season, New York came out on top all 3 times. 2 of those losses, however, were decided by a single goal. And in their best-of-5 series, the action is expected to be just as tight.
Well, a lot of preparation time, and we look at the 3 games. I thought all 3 games were close. Could have said basically we're all frustrated after all 3 losses. We probably could have deserved points in every single game, but that's what they'll do to you. They're probably they're more patient at that time of the year with their team game, and that mindset of you don't have to outscore your opponent. I think that was something that we kind of earned over the course of the year. More patience in our team game. That's something that's going to be needed now. So we're looking at a team that right off the bat, it's not so much what they are going to do, it's what we have to do. Let's be eager to be simpler in how we approach our team game. But it's going to be a great test. Look forward to it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
On a more personal note, the matchup will also pit Quenneville against his longtime friend and colleague, Barry Trotz, who took over behind the bench in New York after leading the Washington Capitals to their first ever Stanley Cup in 2018. In terms of current coaching battles in the NHL, it doesn't get much better than this.
Ton of respect for Barry, smart guy, hard worker. Players all like him, seem to be very well prepared players, and teammates have it a way where there's accountability internally and accountability from the top, and he makes it the environment where it's a competitive team. Teams are always together, play very tight in the ice, don't give up a lot, and that's they don't get in that we're going to get frustrated because we're not generating a lot of offense. That's all part of it, knowing that, hey, it's what we do that's going to be more important, and knowing that, hey, expect them to be ready. But one thing with Trotzy's team is, like, let's make sure that we're going to have to be patient in our team game and our team approach. Expect everybody to be playing hard. That'll all be part of it.
With a successful 2-week camp now in the books, the Panthers are making their final preparations for the postseason, not in the gym or on the ice, but rather at home. For although they will soon board their long-awaited flight to the Eastern Conference hub city of Toronto, their return date remains up in the air. And due to necessary COVID-19 safety protocols, the deeper a postseason run they make, the longer they'll be confined to the NHL's bubble, away from their friends and family back home.
Yeah, we're going from one extreme to the other. We're seeing them every day and being here for everything, to complete isolation from them and from the outside world other than our phones and everything like that. But like I said, it was good to have the 3-4 months, whatever we had. I think everybody's excited. We got a chance at it here and a chance to make the playoffs. I think everybody's excited for that. And there's obviously sacrifices to be made, but I think we got in a lot of time with our families. They're definitely going to be missed. I'm going to miss, my wife, my dog, my daughter, obviously. But it's going to be fun. Hopefully, going on a run here.
Sometimes when I go to work out, it's a little different when he's kind of trying to climb all over you and stuff like that. So I've had to adjust my workout times based on when he's either eating or sleeping most of the time. We do week-long, 14-day road trips sometimes that seem long. So I can only imagine what a month away would feel like. It'd be different, but at the same time, it's exciting to play in the playoffs.
Unlike some of his teammates, Noel Acciari didn't have the benefit of spending extra time with his son during the quarantine. Becoming a father for the first time on the eve of camp opening, the veteran forward knows his departure likely couldn't be coming at a worse time.
Not that he'll remember, but I will, and it is a tough pill to swallow, but being in the playoffs, you kind of try and take your mind off it. And for me personally, like, we've made it. Let's win it. If we're here, I'm leaving my child for the first month, 2 months of his life. Let's go win this thing, and I can bring back a trophy for him.
Whether it's the work they've put in or the family they're leaving behind, the Panthers have already made many sacrifices in pursuit of achieving their goal of bringing South Florida its first ever Stanley Cup. But in the end, it's perseverance that has defined the team throughout these uncertain times. For even when things looked bleak, whether it was during their mid-season slump or the multi-month lockdown, players never gave up hope that they would end up in this very position. And even though more uncertainty awaits, the Panthers are ready for the challenge ahead.
It's a dream come true, lead the team in the playoffs, and obviously, it's not me leading the team. It's everybody putting all the effort they have during the season to get the team in the playoffs, to play better individually and then as a team. And I'm going to be ready. Everybody's going to be ready from our team, and we're going to be excited to battle.
Yeah, it's huge. I think, obviously it's, stinks not being able to play in front of your home fans and stuff like that. But, I think it's, be able to, everyone's going to be able to watch on TV, which would be fun for everybody. I know as a fan of sports, not being able to watch stuff on TV has been hard for me, and I'm sure everybody else. But, I'm glad that we're going to be able to go out there and, perform and hopefully bring a lot of joy.
Yes, it is. I think it's everybody starting from the zero, and nobody has better advantage or anything like that. You're right. Actually, everybody's healthy. Everybody's starting from the same start point, and that's so the best gonna win.
I'm fortunate that I'm still here. It's nice to be drafted by a team and you get the chance, to go win a cup. And I think win. Obviously, in junior I always win with a winning team, and I just want, it's been a while that I haven't win a lot and get into the playoffs. So I think now is the right time. We got the right group, and we want to do it.
Well, what's going on right now in the world in this type of environment with the league and the whole every organization's gone through to be where we're at today, and with a chance to compete for a cup, will be the most memorable for sure in the history of the NHL, and probably the most talked about going through this process, how everybody approached it, how they dealt with it. I think right now as underdogs, we're, I don't know how many teams have us on the radar to be thinking like that, but we're thinking about it one series at a time. We don't want to look past the Islanders. We know we got our hands full right there. And but it's you don't want to look too far ahead of yourself, and you don't want to get any further than the next game. And I think that's going to be our approach, and have fun with each and every day, and welcome the challenge.
Next time on Panthers Uncaged.
And then the security guards are pulling open this big opening, just kind of seems like out of nowhere for the bus to get into the hotel. Ever since we've been in, everything's very well done. It's pretty first class. You know, our room keys were there waiting for us. There's a concierge for us if we do need things outside the hotel.